How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the AFC Wimbledon Road to Glory Career Mode. This will be episode number 13 of this series, and before we do get into anything, I want to thank you guys for all the support that you left on the last episode. In this episode, hopefully though, we will get through most of the January transfer window. Maybe we can finish it off and make a few more signings. Luckily, there's only one game between us and the end of the January transfer window, so we can make a good impact, and hopefully we can focus on some signings and make some good ones at that. From the last episode, and basically just tampering with my transfer budget for a little while, I've realised as well that I can actually, well, afford a lot of better players if I go for pre-contracts only. I know that means that we stick with the same squad till the end of the season, but it means that next season we can potentially have some really good players. So the likelihood is I am going to go for pre-contract players only, unless I can get some other good players or I sell some of the players that I've transfer listed. But the first player in this episode that I am going to make an offer for is Ruben Reid, the Plymouth Argyle striker. Hopefully we can sign this guy on a pre-contract. I know he's 27, so technically he is a little bit old. I'm going to go ahead and give him a 3-year deal, important first team player, and we'll wait and see if he does go ahead and accept this one. Another one that will probably shock a few people, mainly because you probably haven't heard of this guy, Hakim Araba of Falkenbergs FF. Currently he's playing for a Swedish side, but the thing that I found that appeals me the most to this guy is that he's got such low wages, he's English, and I think this guy is a bit of a brute just by looking at his picture. If so, then he's basically 10 years younger than Akinfenwa. He is the real-life Akinfenwa REGEN. So we're just going to go ahead and we will give him a contract, a 3-year deal, and he wants £300 extra a week. You know what? I will give that to him happily enough. I would also like to go in for another player as well that I think is very good and has decent enough potential. Again, I want to stick to the pre-contracts if it is possible. Ross Jenkins, another central midfielder I'm looking at signing. I think I could train this guy into a very good CDM. He's got all the stats, basically, to be a very good holding midfielder, except the fact that he just doesn't really have that good defending stats. They can be trained, though, and I believe this guy could be a very good signing once again. We've already signed one defender on a pre-contract from Bristol Rovers. Tom Parks has come in for next season. Again, I'm going in for a lot of these Bristol Rovers players. I just know that they're so good, though. I know they've got great potential, they've got good stats already, and this guy certainly could fit the bill at right back. But again, Callum Roberts has declined his contract. I can't actually remember what squad role I gave him in the first place. But again, I am going to go ahead and... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm very tempted by this offer for Sean Rigg, because I believe we could get some good money out of him from Crewe Alexandra. I don't want this to be a wasted opportunity. Oh, you know what? I've just had a very good idea for Sean Rigg. They've offered 130,000. Not good enough in my eyes. 210,000 would be a very nice amount to receive for Sean Rigg. That way, if they reject this amount, it doesn't matter because we've still got the deal for Callum Roberts. But if they accept it, then we'll have more money to work with for pre-contracts. There you have it. I am shocked with that. Crewe Alexandra have gone in for Sean Rigg, and my tactic there has paid off massively. They've gone in and I counter offered 100,000 pretty much over his valuation, and they've accepted it, which is brilliant. Well, it is brilliant in one way because that means we're going to get more money now. Obviously, beforehand, with the transfer for, I think it was Callum Roberts, we included him as part of the deal, but I think we overpaid slightly for him because, well, they weren't really wanting Sean Rigg. Come on, it's Newcastle United. I really want to sign Anthony Cora. I believe this guy could be a brilliant striker for us. I can just see him banging in the goals in League 2 and in League 1 next season. They're not happy with the amount that I've offered so far, and I'm feeling like if I don't offer a good amount sooner rather than later, they're just going to straight out reject like it happened with Tom Lockyer in the summer. 250,000, then we will submit this offer and hopefully they do go ahead and accept this one. We do have a transfer offer though for Joe McDonnell, and it seems like whenever I include a player in a deal, I then get a transfer offer subsequently when one gets accepted. And again, similar to the Sean Rigg thing, I think that I should counter offer a ridiculous amount And then if they accept that, then that's brilliant. But if they don't, it's not the end of the world, because we've already got transfer offers accepted, including him in the deal. One of them being for Aaron Chapman, which is brilliant. So we will go ahead and give this guy a contract. We'll give him a 3-year deal. We won't specify the squad role. Obviously, he's going to want that extra £150 a week as well. Confirmation there, though, that Sean Rigg has moved to Crew Alexandra. 210,000. That is some really good business there, considering he wasn't getting into the first team as well. Ross Jenkins, though, I believe I am going to bring him in. He is a fantastic midfielder, 64 overall, 25 years old. I really want to train this guy into our first choice CDM. So there we go, another signing has been made. We could even sign a robber here, and I may actually go ahead and accept this one. In fact, I will, because, well, we've still got a lot of money left over. Look at that. 428,000. That means I can shift more of that into the wages. So we will be bringing in the real-life Akinfenwa REGEN, Araba himself, and he will be joining AFC Wimbledon next season. And just like that, we've made 2 signings, and now we have the next game here. It's going to be against Morecambe. We're going to be starting the big man, Akinfenwa, up front. He's going to have a little bit of competition from his stepbrother, though, next season. Araba's obviously coming in on a pre-contract, and we're throwing in Ben Harrison again into the first team. Up to Akinfenwa. And again, Dos Santos through here to Reeves. Waiting for the run. And it's Ben Harrison going through here. And we're going to take a shot at the end of it. And a brilliant save. And I don't think Billy King could get to that. Through again. Jake Reeves on the ball now. Passing it in. And again. Through to Billy King. Billy King turns his man and has a shot. And it's a good save again. So it's half-time in the game. And so far, so good, really. We've had some good opportunities on the counter-attack. Not really that much possession, but sometimes that doesn't really matter. Passing it off to Akinfenwa, and he's done very well there. Look at that pass to Barkham, who's got to score, and yes, he does. That was an outstanding pass by Akinfenwa, and Barkham, all he could do really there was score. No way could he miss from that. Look at this pass. A little bit of luck there, because the defender did fall asleep there. He really did get caught sleeping, but Barkham does poke it into the back of the net at the near post, and it's a very good finish. Oh, wow. Holy moly. That was a well-struck goal there by Aaron Wildig, I believe that is. A former Road to Glory legend in one of my series. Not the one I did on YouTube, but one I've done in the past. He was offside, but what a hit that was. But there you have it. That's full time. We end up winning the game 1-0. A very good result. Although we didn't play well, we're still picking up wins. I've got a feeling that Aaron Chapman's going to be a very good replacement for Joe McDonald. We're going to go ahead and accept it because of that. And we will be bringing in another player in this episode, Aaron Chapman. And you know what? We've got another pre-contract offer accepted for Daniel Ledbitter. And I think I will go ahead and accept this guy. He's absolutely rapid. And I believe he could be a very, very good backup right back. I've got a feeling I may need to train this guy a little bit, but he's still better than Joe McDonald. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. We've got a goalkeeper in. He may not be brilliant, but he's backup at the end of the day. And he's certainly going to be better than Joe McDonald. And I was right. I predicted that one right. He does go up to a 57, just about. And we also see there that Pacini has gone up to a 66 as well. Transfer offer though, and it's going to be for Egli Kaja. I'm not going to be too cheeky. I'm going to counter offer just over his valuation, 100,000. And hopefully Dagenham and Redbridge will accept this one. Out of interest, I wanted to look at Adam Armstrong. I didn't actually realise he's not on loan at Coventry. I thought he was in this career mode save, but obviously he's not. And I do need to remember that I've got some deals that I need to basically finalise at the end of the season, such as Matthew Grimes, so I can't go overspending on too many players. We do actually have a transfer offer here though for Tom Beer, which is quite an interesting one. He's a player that I am looking to sell. Barnet have come in with 110,000 for him, but I think he is worth a little bit more than that. I'm going to go ahead and counter offer 160,000. I've had a final scout report on Marvin Sordell. Obviously, he was a player that I was trying to get in the last episode. I am going to try one thing though before the deadline slams shut. I'm going to try and go in for a swap deal with Tom Elliott. It's a bit ambitious, but I feel it could possibly work. I'm going to go ahead and offer 50,000 plus Elliot. Whether they accept it or not, I don't know. He's 67 overall. He's obviously a crucial player to them. But for Leandrinho, I'm not really too sure how much I should offer for him. I believe he's around the 60 overall mark, but I'm not really too sure if I even have the funds to afford him. And now we're into transfer deadline day. We've got a few emails here, and we see there, yep, Nims Olympic aren't gonna let me go back in for Anthony Cora. That is a real shame. Maybe next season we can go back in for him though. For Adam Armstrong though, I don't think I am going to be able to afford this guy as much as I'd like to bring him in. Maybe next season we can sign him when his contract is running down a little bit more. But we will simulate onwards here, and we've got 9 hours left. Some more emails here. Hopefully some positive ones. We have 2 players sold. Kaya's gone to Dagenham and Redbridge, and we've also got Tom Beer going to Barnet. That's the issue really, isn't it? For Marvin Sordell, they are not willing to budge. They want a lot of money for him, don't they? They really do. If I am going to go in for a permanent deal for him, maybe I just need to approach him on a pre-contract instead. How ridiculous is this? I want to go in for a pre-contract deal now, and I can't, because it says I've been approaching him. So for some reason, that makes all other options void. And that's just ridiculous. Why can I now not offer him a pre-contract deal? How on earth am I meant to afford this guy now that I can't even sign him? It's just ridiculous. I want to give this guy a pre-contract. I want him to be signed for next season, and I can't even do that. Thanks a lot, EA. That's brilliant work. How can they just block me like that? You know what? Sod Colchester. They don't even know how good they've got it. They say for Ellis Harrison he's worth 240,000 though, even though he's got 6 months remaining on his contract. They're probably only saying that because I've already took 2 of their players on pre-contract deals. The only real reason I'm signing this guy is because I know he's very versatile. He can also play on the wing as well, even though it doesn't say so. I believe he used to be a left midfielder for Bristol Rovers. It's getting oh so difficult now. I may even need to request some funds. In fact, I've already done it already. So the likelihood is they're probably not going to give me any more money. But we can try it. We can give it a go. We'll say we'll gain automatic promotion. That's looking likely. And I do want to sign another striker for next season. So it looks like we're going to have to go for our backup option. Ruben Reid. I know this guy is good. I've used him before in my Bristol Rovers series, I believe. I'll give him everything he wants. Hopefully he will accept on this. But we've only got 4 hours left, and it's getting very, very tough to get these deals over the line. We have some interesting emails here. We got a pre-contract offer accepted, and also a contract offer accepted from Ellis Harrison. To be honest, I'm looking at this deal for Ellis Harrison. His contract is expiring in, I believe it's, well, at the end of this season, actually. So, going in for this guy, paying over his valuation for a player that has an expiring contract, doesn't really make too much sense, does it? I'm not done there yet. I've got a few final tricks up my sleeve. We may not be able to go in for Sordell, but I've got some other players, such as this guy here, Henrik Ojama, that we could sign. So the thing with this guy is he's a lot younger than Ruben Reid. He's got 4-star skill moves. He's got blistering pace. And he's very versatile as well. He fits the bill perfectly, surely. I will go ahead and give him a contract, and we'll wait and see if the Swindon striker does go ahead and accept this one. Ojama would be a perfect signing for us. I just beg that he accepts this contract. We're running out of time. We really are. Yes, he does. We're going to be bringing in Henrik Ojama into the club for next season. Ruben Reid is a lot more expensive on the wages. He's older. He's not going to grow much more. But Henrik Ojama, he really does fit the bill. And we are going to be making yet another pre-contract signing. But the players that we have signed in this transfer window, mainly we've brought in pre-contract signings. And to be honest, I think it's the way to go. We're going to be seeing Parks joining us next season. We obviously brought in Araba as well. This is the real-life Akinfenwa REGEN. He really does look scary. I'm definitely not going to mess with him either. Ross Jenkins also ended up joining the club for next season. The Crawley Town midfielder looks very, very good. We've got Ledbitter, a very, very pacey right back who's also going to be joining us from Bristol Rovers. But I think the biggest one of them all is going to be Henrik Ojama. He's going to be joining from Swindon Town, and this guy is going to be a very good player, I'm sure of it. And the players that have left the club, McDonald, Rig, Beer and Kaya, all leaving the club, and it's a shame that those players are leaving, but they didn't really make an impact. And that is going to be the end of this transfer window, as if I need the funds now. The Wimbledon board, I've requested funds twice from them in this transfer window alone. and they've given me almost 600,000. They've given me another 300,000. And that will certainly help if we want to sign some youth players, or obviously if we want to sign Matthew Grimes at the end of the season. Right guys, so this is going to be the end of this episode of the AFC Wimbledon Road to Glory Career Mode. And if you have enjoyed this episode of this Career Mode, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Obviously, we've now got the rest of the Football League 2 season to get through, and in the next episode, hopefully we will get through most of February. Also, let me know in the comments down below, guys, what you think was the best signing of this transfer window, whether it be on the pre-contract side or on the permanent side. I think the only player that we signed permanently was, I think it was that goalkeeper that we ended up signing. But apart from that, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there, and I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.